Hey guys, what's going on? It's DGamer09 back here again with another episode of The Last of Us Part 1, and the last time that we left off, we met Tommy at his dam, finally reuniting with him. But then we tried to ask him about taking Ellie to the lab to meet the Fireflies for us, and he said no. Then we got attacked by raiders, chased Ellie down after she stole a horse, argued about Sarah, and then decided to take Ellie anyway. And we left off Tommy's conversation with him telling us that we will always have a home back in Jackson. So, let's continue on, shall we? Let's see what we can find up here. There should be, yes, I knew it. There's gonna be lots of collectibles.
What kind of name is Callus anyways?
Not my fault you forgot to ask Tommy his name.
Callus.
Savage Starlight, Book 7, Free Radicals. After their improbable escape from the arena, Daniela and Ryan are now the two most wanted humans in the solar system. Their newfound infamy has attracted the attention of a mysterious organization called the Last Watch. Following scarce and cryptic clues, the trail to the Last Watch has led them to Saturn's tiny and misshapen seventh moon, Hyperion. That's really fun. Let's see what kind of other things we can find here, shall we? Because not only collectibles being abundant in this area, but I'm just imagining all kinds of stuff, materials, everything being as abundant as could be here. I mean, I might be wrong.
Okay, none of these buildings look like a mirror to me.
Well, we'll head to Central Grounds. Should be able to see most of the campus from there.
UEC. We have made it all the way from Jackson to the University of Eastern Colorado.
I'll stay with Callus.
I hate that name.
Brand new weapon, my friends. It's a flamethrower. I really love flame-based weapons, so I'm very excited to have the flamethrower. Let's see what we can make here. Probably not much, since we are kind of running out of materials. But we're gonna try. We can upgrade the reload speed on that. Please tell me this is gonna be about the most powerful weapon we will ever have in the entire game. For the infected, at least, probably. I guess we'll start our upgrades on this weapon. There we go. All done so far. But hopefully we'll find more parts. I knew it. There are going to be parts scattered about everywhere. This episode might be cut into pieces, honestly, guys, because I want to search around for a lot of these things lying about everywhere, but I don't want to include just the silent searching. So, we will see how that ends up going. Just the little bits and pieces of the ambient soundtrack are amazing. Even just those few tiny chords that we get to hear in the background were very, very fun to listen to. So we seem to be full on explosive materials. We are, so we can't pick that up with us.
That's a good sign.
8:29. Nothing. Didn't they say people were coming? What's the point of being out here if nothing happens? 9:1. Still nothing. Mark, quit your bitching. Plenty of time to read up here. Working guard duty on the science lab. That's true misery. 9:14. 5 new recruits from the Chicago QZ in. Ha! Finally, one of them gave me a pack of smokes for doing a good job. Sweet. 10:5. 6 guys from HQ in. Takes 6 guys to deliver 1 truck. Must be worse out here than I remember. Supply line from HQ in. By the way, snagged 2 apples from one of the crates. Left you 1. Enjoy. 10:31. 10 million werewolves in. Let 'em in just for you, Andrea. Happy Halloween. 11:5. Recon went to scavenge supplies from town. Out. Recon returned. In. Roger yelled at me for sleeping. Prick. 12:20. One biologist from San Francisco. In. Guy's a real asshole. Watch out for him. 3 new recruits as escort. In. At least they wished me a Merry Christmas. Didn't feel like telling them I was Jewish. 2:22. 10 crates from UT Hospital. Lot of lab stuff. In. 4 veterans wrangling supplies. Out. Lot more mouths to feed with all those scientists. 3-4. 2 veterans who left back in February. In. Supply dump from Dallas QZ. In. Holy shit, we got chicken. You better call me as soon as they serve dinner. 4:21. 12 veterans to Boston QZ. Out. Wish them luck. 6:12. 3 doctors. Out. No idea why they left. 2 recruits. Out. John said something about scouting, but for what? 8:20. 410 trucks and flatbed in. 1 personnel carrier truck in. 2 veteran drivers in. 4 recruit drivers in. New blonde guy was giving me eyes. I hope he sticks around. By the way, what's with all the commotion? Is anyone going to tell us what's going on? Wow. Sounds like there was hardly any real communication about what was actually happening here. And that will lead to the worst times. Let me dive back down to Callus and Ellie. I personally love the name Callus. It reminds me of other horse names like Roach in The Witcher.
Study, party, and find themselves. Figure out what they wanted to do with their lives.
What they wanted to do with their lives. That's a giant ram. You guys were like some idol worshippers.
When it came to sports, hell yeah.
Ooh, it's getting chilly.
It's that time of year.
I like that they comment on that.
Hey,
They really make you.
Is that it?
It does look like a giant mirror.
It really makes you be able to sympathize with and feel what the characters are feeling. Here is another Firefly pendant. Sorry guys, don't know what happened to my voice. Wish so badly we didn't have to use a bullet for that. If we flip it over, we will see Hope. Pinot 318.
How many people do you think are there? Fireflies.
I reckon it takes quite a crew to run that operation.
Do you think there'll be other people my age?
I'm not sure.
Aw, man. I'm walking this on foot to see if there's anything we can pick up. That was an emotional question that Ellie asked.
Whoa. What is it?
Sounds like runners.
Stay with the horse. I'll go check it out.
You sure?
Yes, I don't want him running off. I'll be right back.
Let's see what it is, and if it is runners or not. I sure do hope that it's not.
Looks like someone jerry-rigged this thing.
That was not what I was looking for. This is what I was looking for. We had to rig up the door to the generator upstairs. Please use it sparingly as we're running out of gas. So it seems as though, from an outside glance, that things are not going well. I was switching to our scoped weapon to see if we can read this. We can. That's very interesting. I love seeing that. That's really fun, knowing that you can do that. Alright, let's go see what all this noise is about. Hopefully it's not any runners like we're thinking it is. Ellie just waiting here. Hi, Ellie. Oh boy. No, get back. No. Is it gonna? Yeah, I knew it. It'll break our axe.
And that's that.
I wish that hadn't have required a melee break to sort through all of them, but I guess it is what it is. Couldn't find anything, so let's turn our generator on. Here we go.
Hey, I was thinking I would have wanted to be an astronaut.
That a fact.
Yeah. Can you imagine being up there all by yourself? Would have been cool. I'm just saying.
Oh man.
What about you? What'd you want to be?
Well, when I was a kid, I used to want to be a singer.
Shut up.
Oh, serious?
Sing something.
No.
Come on, I won't laugh.
I
Please.
don't think so.
Joel, please.
Joel. Don't leave us hanging in the dark, please. Let's see what we find up ahead, shall we? If we get off of here, there we go. It wouldn't let me dismount for a second. I was like, Callus, I love you, but I need away from you and Ellie for a second. Because if we come up here, we find dependent of Alex Roner 260. And we also find a few more upgrade materials. Can we upgrade any pills yet? No, we cannot. Darn. Oh, well, that's alright. We hop back onto Callus. Wait, hello? Callus, can you jump, please?
Aw, are those monkeys?
Yeah, a whole mess of them.
Oh, wow. So it is. Huh. Well, that's neat. If we come over here also and we hop off. Improved first aid measures in the field. Sterilization. Sterilization is essential for the effectiveness of a wound treatment in the field. If unable to wash hands or wound, prep hands and wound site with iodine alcohol Debride wound with sterilized tool or cover hands in sterile cloth or plastic to limit contamination. Irrigate wound thoroughly with clean water. Water may be field sterilized by boiling for 15 minutes. Dress wounds with sterile bandages prepared either by boiling in water or soaking with alcohol. Dry bandages thoroughly before applying to wound. Flip. Field medicine and emergency care procedures. Here we go.
Hey, look. Fireflies.
I see it.
This is good. First sign of fireflies.
Hopefully, it's good. The birds.
Let's go.
Should we have seen someone by now?
Maybe these guys like to keep a low profile.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe they're just all gone.
Let's try that gate.
That's what that seems like.
Watch yourself.
You too.
A map of the UEC campus with circled areas and handwriting on it. Top getting slammed here, must beef up barricades. Bottom, infected slipping through here. Need to reinforce all stadium and bookstore exits. Yeah, guys, I hate to say it, but something's telling me they're not okay. I'm trying to find another collectible that I know is around somewhere. Ah, it is. 1:18. 9 goddamn months of waiting and still nothing. No word from anyone. Found some additional cans of food in the dining commons, but they won't last. Had an incident at the Eastern Hall barricade, but everything's still secure. 1:31. Caught a glimpse of a group of those things running around. I saw one that looked like Heather. Maybe it was Heather. Fuck. 2:10. Since batteries are running short, they're now only listening to their radio once a night. I gave up since the last broadcast. It's been 3 fucking months. Why do they bother? 2:25. Cheryl was out smoking yesterday. Said she needed it. She got pissed when I threw out her stash. She doesn't get it. We need to keep a clear head here. Someone's going to have to go into town and get more supplies. It's probably going to be me.
Wonder how long you held out. Damn it, spores.
Aw, man. Oh no. We gotta be quiet. Get distracted. Are we just supposed to sneak through or fight? It's a bloater. So we're supposed to fight. Oh no. Well, let's see what we can do, shall we? Oh boy. Let's see what we are able to work out here. Oh, here we go. Oh no, here they come. No, can you just not, please? Oh, I hate these things so much. No, burn, 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 burn. No! Oh, no, 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 no. Move. Move, Joel, move, move, move. Joel, please. Joel, move, now. Oh, I hate these encounters so much. But I also love them for how intense they are. Oh, God. Ah! 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 No. No, get away. Can you just die, please? Oh, Lord. Thank you. I'm gonna leave all of that in uncut so you guys can hear how whiny I am. Joe Warren, 310. Alright, he gave us ammo, thankfully. Thank you, Joe. Terrible fate, though, being left to just fall into being infected so long that you turn into a bloater. Would absolutely hate that. They must feel some semblance of something, because the way that the real cordyceps virus works, I know we've talked about this both on the series before, but also just quite a few different times, but I just find it so horrifying and interesting the way that it works in real life. The infection is that it neutralizes all of your own autonomous abilities, but it keeps your brain alive so that you still are forced to do what it specifically wants. So, like, for example, the ants that it infects are suffering. Whoa, that's a PlayStation 3 with PlayStation 3 controllers. That's so cool. Fun Easter egg. Anyway, since it's a Sony exclusive, well, now it's on PC after a decade plus, but you know what I mean. But yeah, so they must be feeling some semblance of pain and hopelessness or fear or some greater extent of emotions there. So, you know, it suck. Anyway, on a more positive note, more PlayStation 3s, yay. And also Fighter Instinct X, Iron Shell. These are clearly references to stuff like Contra and Street Fighter and Patriot Wings, probably Battlefield or Call of Duty. Also, here is a fun Easter egg. I believe that is the Nathan Drake character from Uncharted, another The Last of Us, or another Naughty Dog series that we are going to cover at some point in the future. You can also see Jak and Daxter, the board game, Uncharted, the board game. Just various references there, which I find very fun. Anyway, let's keep going. So you can sneak through if you're fast enough, but you have to kill the bloater to get the Joe Warren Firefly pendant collectible, so we had to do that encounter anyway. Anyway, here we go. We're back out into the main hall. We've rounded about to the other side of where we had fallen. U.S. military recalls search effort by Lev Benioff, field writer, with the latest WHO report estimating that as much as 60% of the world's population is either dead or infected by the CBI pandemic. The United States military has released a statement that they're recalling all of their search efforts. Regions up to 10 miles from each quarantine zone's perimeter will remain under patrol for citizens attempting to enter, but no further effort will be made to evacuate those potentially trapped in hard-to-reach areas. Attorney General Arthur Monroe made this clear in a letter found in town. What the fuck? No one's coming? Here we can see various different band posters, it looks like. Kingslayer, Meatmen, Majorettes, Hell Sent, a CD. You can just see various things. Hardcore Underground, Mackie and Paul Music Bar, just various things. Necro Paranoia. I don't believe any of these groups in particular are real groups, but that also may be a mistake on my behalf. But I find it pretty cool that Naughty Dog went to the efforts of making their own world this deep with different little background bits and lore that doesn't need to be made, but it's all in an effort. Danica Star is a poster that we can see. Oh, hey, more crafting materials, finally. Did we pick it up? We did. Good. Sometimes the system for picking things up is actually very poor in terms of it doesn't want to communicate with when you actually press the button, so you need to just end up spamming it. Ellie, where are you?
Soul, are you okay? What happened in there?
More infected, I'm fine.
Here, come up on the gate.
Oh, there she is. Hooray! Let's go let her in so that we're reunited finally. Did we need to turn that generator on? No, it didn't look like. Or maybe we do. Okay, so let's sprint back over here. How many infected are there here? Ah, we need to roll it over. That's a neat puzzle. It's not a good sign for us running into the lab, though, in a bit. That the abandoned sniper's nest. Everything is kind of giving off really bad signage that maybe no one is left. Ah, well, let's go find out.
Let's try the gate.
Ellie, get in here.
You did it!
Yeah, come on through.
Callus, Ellie, come on. I missed you guys.
Shoot.
So?
Those clickers. You think they're fireflies?
Yes, we...
No, I don't think so.
Joel, we have a
Connected so
pendant.
close to the lab.
Well, Bill used them as a form of defense. Maybe they're doing the same.
Yeah, I could see that.
Joel, we have a pendant. It confirms it. Accept the truth. Staff parking, visitor parking, student parking, administration, science center. This way, recreational hall. Let's go. Let's see what we run into, my friends. We're blocked off that way. So, we've got to go around. Alright, let's do it. Abandoned tents.
No, nothing.
Yeah, I'd expect to see someone by now. Let's get inside.
Are you guys starting to find this suspicious at all? It sounds like they are, but they're trying to stay hopeful. If we come over here, we have crafting materials for our guns.
Are we ever gonna find living fireflies?
We better.
A bent pendant, Eric Griggs. The 111 is his number. I am gonna search around for some nuts and bolts and pills because it sounds like I'm searching for drugs. Because
Have you ever been to one of these?
What, university?
Yeah.
No, not as a student, at least.
Why not?
I had Sarah when I was pretty young.
Were you married?
For a while.
What happened?
Okay,
Too much?
too much.
aw, that's really sad. It's also really, really respectful and sweet, though, that they've developed a working symbiotic relationship with one another finally, where when each other's pasts get too heavy, they finally have stopped fighting. They just come to that simple agreement of too much and move on. I find their relationship so wonderful. But also, as I was saying, I'm going to keep searching for different nuts and bolts and crafting materials around the place because we need upgrades in a bad way. And I will cut out all those just running around the environment bits and cut back to you all when we have more progress. Okay, honestly, it's only like 2 seconds ago from when I cut away and I did that because I think that I've found about everything that there needed to be in this strip. So let's keep moving.
Hey, what about over there?
Yeah, that looks like everything.
Let's see. Shall we?
It's rusted shut. We'll have to find another way.
We can get over it.
I know, or at least I think I know what it's gonna want us to do. I knew it. It sticks out like a sore thumb. When you game enough, you start to learn what environments will move and what won't. So, let's get down here and get to where we can climb over this thing, shall we? Whoa. Oh, we're just gonna bust it open, okay.
Alright, not what I had in mind, but it'll do.
I think that Joel had the same idea that we did, that we were just gonna climb over and open it. Oh, what the fuck? Ellie, how in the world did you do that? She teleported off of Callice and her character model moved way farther ahead from where it's supposed to be. I didn't mean to freak out, but that actually did legitimately scare me into thinking there was just a silent clicker or infected runner because you weren't supposed to do that.
Alright, we're inside. Come on, kiddo, give me your hand.
Lift the child.
Thanks.
Always.
Let's look around.
Yep. Let's see what there is to collect. What sounds like there were infected nearby. I hope that's not the case. Ellie, I'm getting a bad feeling about this. I hope you will all get that reference. But it seems... Joel, how did you reach through vending machine glass? Ellie, I hate to disappoint you, but it seems like they're not here. I'm trying to search for any last minute crafting materials, but it's also very bad because I might miss a collectible I know is right here if I progress too far.
I guess this is as good a spot as any.
Our crafting table is what I was referring to. Let's see. So, as I mentioned, you guys might be seeing some repeat crafting, and I apologize about that. But, you know, it is what it is. So, why don't we... Let's see what we can upgrade. I want to get everything to max eventually, but the reload speed on the rifle isn't really what I need. I am going to upgrade the fire rate on the shotgun though. Feels like it would be a good choice. So let's do that, and let's do our capacity because that will definitely help us out being able to hold more before we have to reload, because our shotgun is one of our most reliable weapons. And range, just so we don't have to get as close to any infected or fireflies or anything that we run into. So here we go. The animations are just so like the animations are just so detailed and kind of relaxing in a roundabout way. Alright, let's continue on. We can reload our shotgun early because of the upgrades we made. Hopefully we will still run into different parts and things to use on our endeavor into finding out where everyone is. Here's our next shiv door. If we push through. Now, alright, we did lose one, so it's good that I spent the materials crafting that. Here's our next training manual. If we read Chapter 8, Improved Radius of Incendiary Bombs, Deployment, Proper Use of an Incendiary Device is important to ensure effective detonation. We cannot flip it, it's too blood-soaked. So I don't know how Joel read that to improve his arsenal, but you know what, oh well. Here is our workbench tool part number 4. If you all have noticed, as we've discussed previously, we have the different tiers of tools that we need to upgrade, and that is our next part. That is 4, so that will unlock further upgrade paths on our weapons for us, that whilst we might have had the right amount of nuts and bolts before, we could not achieve before from being too low on our upgrade tool tier. Long spiel out of the way, let's keep searching for everybody, why don't we? More nuts and bolts. Thankfully, we are already building up again. Why don't...
How will they do it?
Do what?
Get the cure from me? Do you think it'll hurt?
No, we'll probably just draw some blood. It don't hurt.
Not gonna say anything.
Fireflies! There's mankind over here. Anyone?
Let's keep it down until we figure out what's going on.
That way,
Time to go to work.
check back and see what we can do very quickly. Because we actually grabbed a lot of nuts and bolts again in a short amount of time, which was nice. Let's see if we can upgrade anything further on our hunting rifle, why don't we? Power. Rounds fired by the weapon deal more damage. Yes, please. Probably will not be able to upgrade anything after that because we'll only be back at 20 nuts and bolts, but oh well. It is what it is. It looks like we have 3 more parts to find, actually, for our upgrade paths, but I'm not entirely sure of that. It says we can still upgrade more, so why don't we? The flamethrower will not have too many upgrades to it, which is nice, because I need to find more nuts and bolts to be able to get everything, but we upgraded our reload speed to be quicker. I'd love to know when you're upgrading reload speed if the time it takes between animations like that, like how we took off the part of the flamethrower, is faster that time around because we upgraded its reload capacity. Anyway, here we go. Let's check and make sure all our weapons are loaded up. It appears like they are, which is a good thing. We can either spend this on healing speed or wait until weapon sway. I'm gonna say let's wait until weapon sway because that will be our biggest upgrade, which I think we already grabbed in a previous upload, but as I said, it reset some progress, and I'm sorry about that. Let's keep searching for where everybody went, shall we? Huh? What's this?
Nothing useful.
Ain't nothing here but a bunch of medical mumbo jumbo.
I don't get it.
Looks like they all just packed up and left in a hurry.
Maybe not all of them.
Stay close.
Random thought, everyone, but I love seeing the dedication to the character models, what with Joel having all of our currently equipped items on him visible. That's so cool because hardly anyone does that. And you can see everything from our pistols to our axe to our flamethrower and our shotgun and everything, and it's amazing. Anyway, let's keep searching through for more things and see what we find, shall we? Just checking for any helpful crafting pieces or more supplements for our upgrades. Is it through here that we can find more collectibles? It should be. Yes. Lab recorder.
Lost 2 more guards to infected attacks. They're about to go have another goddamn meeting about the safety of this lab. All of our equipment is here. All of our data is here. All the personnel have gotten used to living here. I'm gonna run another test. Otherwise, this incompetence will drive me insane.
Interesting, both in terms of the implications of what that means, and also that was Steve Bloom voicing there, which is always fun to hear him. One of the most recognizable gaming voice cast members around, so hooray for that. Let's keep seeing if we can find what we need. There are a lot of different collectibles around here to grab. Trying to make sure I don't miss any for all you lovely folks watching at home or at work or wherever you are. And let's see, we keep getting stuck into these canned forced walking animations, which is not fun. But it is what it is. Lots and lots of bolts and supplements. This area is being very generous to us. I genuinely thought we were going to have to end up with me upgrading all of these off camera.
That's good, right?
We find out where they went.
In an easy mode playthrough, which would not have been fun. In terms of showing it off to you guys, but it doesn't look like it's actually going to end up being that way. So let's see what else we can find around here, shall we? This whole area is just mapped for a combat encounter. It's just asking for an ambush and a little bit all the glass to make sounds from walking on it. The different things, we are able to sneak around for cover. I swear it's on its way. I just don't quite know when. What are we gonna run into, everyone? It's through here, isn't it? Our path to our main story. X-rays of fungal growths on patients' brains. You can see why it must be so awful for them going through it, surviving with that.
Jesus. At least it ain't clickers.
No fireflies either.
They're actually...
They turn into fucking monkeys.
Okay,
Search and we'll find find something.
Her jokes are very funny, and also that took up. That scene would have been better if it would have played a audio clip it was supposed to, where Joel was supposed to stagger and hear some noises, and Ellie was supposed to say, probably clickers, right? And he said, no, clickers don't hide, but what else could it be?
It's 4 pallets of lab equipment all packed up and ready to go. Now, big question is, what do we do with all you guys? They say the tainted batch needs to be put down. You know what I say? I say screw that. Who made a bigger sacrifice than you, right? Anyone deserves to run free out there. Hey, easy! Shit. Oh no. You did me. Oh my god.
Ooh,
Glad we didn't mess with them monkeys.
He didn't say where they went.
I know, let's just keep looking.
sounds like things did not go well for that poor person. Sadie Pearl Hickman 231. Sadie, where did you and your friends go? We need you. We're trying to complete our mission of delivering Ellie. But you're not here. Where did you go? At least we're getting so many crafting parts that my worry about not making it has been kind of wiped out all in one go. So that's fun. We could get Shiv Master, but I saved the Shivs in hardcore exclusively for the Shiv doors, so no. Nice try, but we'll get it eventually. Let's push through.
You're looking for the Fireflies. They've all left.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm dead. Or I will be soon. Got me some time to reflect. Been years that felt like we were... fucking thing was a giant waste of time. I'm not gonna do this anymore.
Come on.
Looking for the others. They've all returned to St. Mary's Hospital in Salt Lake City. You'll find them there. Still trying to save the world. Good luck with that.
Do you know where that is?
I know the city.
Is it far?
It ain't close. I mean, on horseback.
What? The Fireflies?
Get down!
Oh boy.
Where are these guys?
Don't matter. We know where to go. Let's get the hell out of here.
If we check this out,
Fireflies, they've all left. I'm dead. Or I will be soon. Got me some time to reflect. I dedicated my life to this cause, and now I won't get to see whether we make it or not. I joined the Fireflies shortly after the outbreak. And here was a group willing to do whatever it took to save us from this plague when the government was willing to retreat to ghettos.
Whoa. I find it very nice that they recorded all of that and you can listen to it after that cutscene, and that it doesn't just end up being a throwaway collectible. Here's our bullet hole. Also, see what I mean? Combat encounter coming up.